Hello, my worthy viewers. Today I'm bringing to you a classical musical movie that was presented to me by our good friend Rob here, and it's Hello, Dolly. And of course, we have Rob to talk about it. So let's chat about Hello, Dolly. Take it away, Rob.
Hello, Justin. Yes, hello. We are talking about Hello, Dolly. I said hello three times in a sentence. That's quite
Hello,
funny.
hello.
Uh, yes, this was I've started doing like the 60s of my Fleming Awards, and the first year we completed was 1969, which was when this film was released, and it won Best Production Design and Best Costume Design. So I thought I'd finally get round to watching it, and I thought because you love musicals, this be one you'd be interested in.
Yeah, and of course, I do love. I love me some musicals, so I was glad that you sent it my way. What is this movie about?
This is a widowed rich lady by Barbara Streisand who's good at making couples, but she's not good at finding her. She's not good at moving on from her late husband, and she's trying to find a man. And we also get a lot of other good storylines in between. And what really shined out this was, in fact, the production design and the casting because they're all colourful and they all just stood out. The musical numbers were quite fun. I recognised a couple of them from one of your favourite animated films, Wally.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the production design was phenomenal, and it takes place in a day, and she would manage to change 4 or 5 times in that day.
Yeah.
uh, they they really showcased, what they can do. Plus, it's to me it is about Dolly and Barbara Streisand here, but it's mostly about the two guys that work in the store for Walter Matthau, which is insane that he is in a musical. I know him from Grumpy Old Men and stuff like that. So to see him in a musical, I was like, how is this going to work? He plays Horace Van de Gelder, who's quite wealthy.
This film's also quite a comedy, so he's kind of providing the comedy, which he is really, as I know him from the American version of Dennis the Menace, where he plays a neighbor and he's fantastic as him. And I always associate him with comedy because of that one.
Yeah, and he does play for comedy, and but yeah, he's a curmudgeon, he's a grumpy old man, so he's always been perfect for that role. But he, is the owner of this sort of seed place, and he has two guys that work for him, and they want to go to New York and meet some ladies and get a kiss and just finally live their life. And it turns out that Horace, their boss, goes to the same place that they end up going, every single spot it seems. And they meet some ladies along the way, and yeah, we have some great dance numbers and songs. I mean, it's such a huge production overall. It
Yes, my
really.
favourite joke was waiter because he kept trying his hardest to keep the dinner on the plate, and then the man knocked over once his hands on the plate. That was just spot on.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Directed by a famous musical man, Gene Kelly.
Yes, Mr. Gene Kelly, who made a masterpiece, Singing in the Rain.
Absolutely. Yeah, so as far as the movie goes itself, I think it did sort of fall flat for me. This is not one that I'm gonna go back and revisit
No,
anytime soon.
no, no. I don't think it was a bad plot or anything, but it didn't grip me the way I thought it would.
Yeah, and she's a great singer, but honestly, she kind of just has the one note. And so she kept hitting it, and maybe it's the sound from back then, but it just didn't flow right for me. But she's beautiful and she's great,
Won
and
the
she
Oscar
does
for Best Sound.
she does a really good job. Yeah, I just don't think she would now. I think now we see people like Zendaya and Emma Stone winning for. Not that Zendaya won, but she's a great singer actress as well. But yeah, I mean, everything around this movie was great, but the story was a little I guess it's like Emma, the movies. She's a matchmaker and doesn't really find herself what she's looking for, and then finally does.
Yeah, I'll tell
Um,
you who does steal his scene when he appears, Louis Armstrong.
oh my God, yeah. I mean, he's just one of the biggest forces to be reckoned with anywhere, and his voice is so distinct and beautiful. And but yeah, it is definitely a fun film. It's over on Disney Plus here in the United States. Where were you able to see it?
Disney Plus in the UK.
Oh, okay, great. So yeah, it's definitely accessible. Or if you don't have that, you can rent it for what looks like $4. Excuse me, but yeah, it didn't do well in the theaters. But with a big budget of $25 million, worldwide gross was only $400,000. So I think musicals weren't big sellers back then. Maybe
Yeah.
on the in the theater, anyways. But yeah, it won 3 Oscars. You mentioned the production and art design, but also for best sound and best score. Was
Yes.
also nominated for best picture, cinematography, which was actually really well done, costume design, and editing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And how
definitely.
how
Yes.
did it do over on the Flemings?
Yeah. So one production, design, and costume design. I'm just going to have a quick look at the. So I'm going to quickly go on to the group to see how many nominations it got. So it did get a fair few nominations. Bob was nominated for Best Actress, but she lost to Jane Fonda. But
Mm-mm-mm.
they shoot horses, don't they? Which is the only Fleming film I've not yet watched that has won the Fleming Award.
Oh, okay. 7.0 on IMDb, and on Rotten Tomatoes, 45% with the audience score 76. So I think we're all kind of around the same sort of area here. What do you give it?
I give it a 4 star for effort
Yeah,
because I
4 star for effort.
do think it's a really well made and is definitely worth the Oscars and the two Flemings. It's worth. It's not Barbara Streisand's best by any means because my favourite of hers is still What's Up, Doc.
Niento.
I like Yentl. Yeah. Funny enough, Fleming Awards. She's the first one. She's the earliest woman to win my Best Director award
Oh,
for that
nice.
movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
give it a WT. With the musical and production like this, you think it would hit me harder, and it just didn't.
yeah,
And I needed, more because I think the dancing was and the choreography was better than the singing, and so
definitely.
that also says something. But
Are
yeah,
you ready to
it's
hear the rest of Flemings?
yeah, let's hear it.
The Flemings it got nominated for. So it was nominated for Best Actress for Streisand, but she lost to Jane Fonda. Where is it? Best Editing, but lost to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And Best Sound, but lost to Easy Rider.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, that's too bad. But that's also okay. Not every movie can be a hit, and 2 hours and 26 minutes
And
for a G-rated film is a little bit long.
Easy Rider has kind of gained a big following since its release, and it's a well-known film to a lot of modern movie fans, whereas Hello Dolly might be an obscure one.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing it to my attention. It was something that I had not seen. I love watching new movies, but also
Yes.
new
Yeah.
musical
I like
movies.
Barbara Streisand, so it's nice to see more of her movies.
Exactly. Great. Well, where can everyone find you, Rob?
So if you want to join the Fleming Awards group and take part in all the fun here, go on to Facebook, type in the Fleming Film Awards, find a link, and vote for it. It's got a really big, colourful logo that you can't miss. And I also have Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and I'm using Letterboxd with a bit more reviews.
Beautiful. So go check him out there. Go be a part of the Fleming Awards. They're a lot of fun. And yeah, thanks for coming on, Rob, and chatting about Hello Dolly with me. And we will do this again soon. But until then, we want you to go check out Hello Dolly because it's worth the view.
It's worth the view.